communication looked like it was much better this week. What changed from the Illinois game to last Saturday?
Just intentional practice habits, carrying over, our mistakes, fixing them in practice, and carrying over practice to the game. I think we took personal responsibility at some positions of what we hadn't done up to this point, and we got mature kids. They understood what was wrong and what needed to be fixed, and they fixed it.
Camille got his first extended action, I guess, with the defense. What did he do to elevate himself in that role, and then how pleased were you with his performance?
Yeah, like I say about everybody, we evaluate everybody every day in practice, and he's had better practice habits lately, which has allowed him to climb up into what we felt like was that third cornerback spot. And then when he was needed to go in the game, he went in there and he performed. He did his job, and he did a heck of a job. He competed for footballs in man coverage, played aggressive in zone coverage, and so he proved that he can help us. So we need to see continued growth in him every day. Cannot be any setbacks, and that's with everybody on defense.
Obviously, the negative takeaway is probably the penalties that were in costly situations. That the hard part to swallow is the defense played much better, but you get some timely face mask that allows them to keep drives alive and ultimately get the game-tying touchdown.
Yeah, say what you want about how you thought we played. It was better, but we didn't do the things we needed to do in what I would say are crucial moments that would have allowed us to win the game. There were several things on the 2-minute drive before half that were just straight up mental bust. It had been an easy 3 and out for us if we make plays and do our job. Then you take it down to, like you said, the last time they scored. There's a lot that is unseen in that drive, especially on that 4th down play. And they're mental errors, and they're things that we need to remove from our defense, and we address them, and hopefully we can get that fixed. But yeah, the disappointing part was the times when we could have won the game, we didn't. So we need to fix that.
To follow up on the face mask thing, like it's a penalty with a big, penalty, but it's not really usually an intentional thing. Like, what does a player need to do in that situation to avoid? It's not like they're usually trying to grab the face mask. Is there something?
Yeah, but you're also not supposed to be trying to put your hands up by the quarterback's head. So there's a technique of how you approach a quarterback. We worked on it today. So yeah, face masks a lot of times you call them incidental, but when you watch football, the guys who accidentally grab a face mask and let go, they usually don't throw a flag. I get it, first one might have been, I got my hand up there, but those are unacceptable.
Ian Jeffries, obviously his work stats have ramped up here the last few weeks, and it seemed like last game was probably his best of the year.
Yes.
What are you seeing that's allowing him to have success?
There's a certain way I want to play at D-line, especially at defensive tackle. I want our defense to play. He does exactly what we ask of him, and he does exactly what we want our defensive line to do. Our job is to move quick and to get in the backfield and to penetrate. And, that way if they run the ball, we're going to mess up their run by penetration. And if they're throwing the ball, great, we're halfway to the quarterback. Ian understands that. He understands that we don't play patty cake with offensive linemen. And he's done a good job of taking what we want and what we can do to game day. And then, when I see that, I'm going to design more things to fit his skill set. So his role, his importance in our defense will continue to grow and grow and grow.
What kind of year has Chops Harkless had?
I think he's been a solid, steady player for us. It's being the nose in there, being a defensive tackle. Some of your worth, some of the things that you are doing to help our defense goes unnoticed. But as you guys sit up here and talk about Chops, you talk about number 40, Ian. A result of their play has been, you start to notice Manny Powell, Charles Gray, and Alex Sanford. So their success is a direct result of what Chops and Ian have done, and the other D tackles as well. So he does a lot to take up a lot of blocks. He's a very physical guy. Heck, they got the ball on the -1 yard line coming out this weekend, and he's a guy with a club, and the guy fell straight on his face. He almost got a safety back there. He's just like I said about Ian, again, penetration and playing the backfield. He's doing a better job of understanding that's what we want out of those positions. And he's a physical player. So, you know, whether it shows up in the stat sheet or not, go ahead and look at Manny Powell, Charles Correa, and see what theirs have looked like. It's because of Chops.
What did it mean to have Tony Grimes back last week?
It meant a lot to have Tony Grimes back, but it meant a lot to have the competitive Tony Grimes back. The Tony Grimes that believes in himself and that plays to what he should be every single day and every single game. You know, when he believes in himself and he plays confident, it's this weekend. He needs to be that for the defense. He's a captain, and he needs to do that for himself. Because he has the ability. It's, do you believe it or not?
Any other questions for Coach Scherer? All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you.